This is manipulating law enforcement to force them to engage in or to cause terror of these individuals. There were a couple other individuals that I saw. Some of these individuals getting swatted are not particularly prominent. No disrespect, but it's local news picking it up.
Yep.
The stories we see tend to be these big national figures, but then in the media, there are smaller conservative personalities being targeted as well.
Possible that it's foreign agents using like throughputs to get to a local number. And man, I told Chase Geyser, who had experienced this a week ago or so, he was swatted, and we talked, and I was like, contact your local police department, let them know who you are, that you're a streamer. And if you are a streamer, you should do the same. Get to know your local cops, because if they know who you are and they know you're prominent, if they get that call, they're going to know ahead of time that they don't necessarily need to kick the door down, that there's probably some malfeasance going on.
That's a really good point. It's worth noting, whether you're in the political realm or even if you're just a regular streamer, it's a good idea to let your local law enforcement know to the degree that you can. I mean, if you're in a big city, it's harder to get in touch with police and make them aware. But if you're in a smaller town, you can definitely reach out to your local law enforcement and say, look, I'm a low-level public figure, right? Just don't try and pump yourself up, but just be like, look, if someone ever calls in these kind of calls, let me know first, call me. You can talk, I'll be there. This kind of stuff happens from time to time. So it's a really good point, Ian.
Thanks. And additionally, if this kind of thing, I don't take sides on this, man. If this kind of thing was happening to
I do. I'm on the side of the people that are not doing the swatting.
It's exactly the righteous path. And if people were swatting, and I'll pick on you, Sam Cedar, who I love you, Sammy, but if you, for instance, who's considered on the left, I would be up in arms if people were swatting people like Sam. It's not cool, man. So we got to get this resolved, and I'm glad that they're doing it.
Sure. So I'll say this. If you look to any prominent liberal, they're going to decry this and say, of course we oppose this. And then they're going to advocate for violence.
Yep.
They're going to celebrate Luigi Mangione. They're going to turn on Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert, who essentially encouraged people to commit acts of terrorism. Mm-hmm. And I'll clarify this with full context. Jimmy Kimmel made a joke where he goes, don't vandalize Tesla vehicles. Yep. Anyway, and then everyone busts out laughing, because the implication was do it. And Stephen Colbert said he appreciates the tireless effort of the individual who vandalized a bunch of vehicles, stealing their tires, and said the reason he doesn't condone the violence, that condemnation comes from the deepest pit of his CBS legal team. The insinuation, of course, everyone laughed over the acts of terror. I mean, they are shooting up buildings with guns. The insinuation is it's funny that people are doing it. And they have no remorse. And so just real quick, for these prominent liberals who would dare come out and be like, we don't want any of this. Yeah, tell Bill Burr to shut up because these prominent individuals on your side keep calling for more.
Yeah.
Look, the left. I've been in a bit of a back and forth with some people on X about this, whether or not this is terrorism. There are people that are saying this isn't terrorism. The intent is clearly to frighten people and to harm Tesla, harm people that would buy Teslas, scare people away from supporting Teslas or buying their stock or whatever. The intent is to use violence to frighten people for a political end. It is a purely political thing, and there's no question that is the textbook definition of terrorism.
Yeah. So the definition of terrorism is violence or intimidation for political ends.
Thank you.
The trick here is that for 50 years, it has not been prosecuted on the left. And so the left just can't get it through their heads. They burned down entire cities. They just did it a couple years ago. Nobody gets arrested. If they do, it's a slap on the wrist. So they can't get it through their heads that left-wing political terrorism is actually terrorism.
Yeah.
I got to admit, I think they're fully aware of it. They're just lying. I mean... Yeah. You take a look at the court cases with Donald Trump. The judges keep saying Trump can't do this, Trump can't do that. In the instance of the deportation, it is completely within Trump's authority to deport criminal aliens. Obama did it to a tremendous degree. And they said, where are the trials for these individuals? Ask Obama, I guess. The point is this. It's not about whataboutism. It is they know Democrats have done this. They did not care. They are only pretending now that Trump does it. They are claiming that Trump is pushing us towards a constitutional crisis when Trump uses executive authority as he's allowed. And then their judges that violate jurisdiction, that extend beyond their jurisdiction, make orders of Trump, which he can't abide by. and then say he's causing the crisis. This is the game. They will engage in terror, and then they will joke about it and claim it's not happening, or act like they don't like it while encouraging it. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.